All right, week 7 of prep, 14 weeks out from the show. I'm getting really excited and I think just really motivated. So it hasn't been hard to kind of stick to the plan and resist food that I really want to eat. I kind of really want to try to, do it right. So this week was still about settling into routine. I had a new nutrition update. So my calories are at 1680 per day, and it's actually not that bad. I just basically have to resist the urge to snack when I'm bored, which happens a lot more nowadays now that I'm working full time than before, but it hasn't been too bad. And I've felt really motivated to kind of eat more cleanly, I guess. So I'm on a macro plan, and before we really got into prep, I was super 100% if it fit your macros, oh, these Cheetos fit into my macros, these chips. And so I'm trying to resist doing that, and I was bringing my scale everywhere and weighing my food if I ate out, but I know that it's still better to cook more. So here's a really sad picture of, this is just kind of out of laziness. I poach chicken breast, which in bulk, and it makes it really easy to just portion out as I need to figure out how much protein I need for the day, and then just eat it with white rice. And recently my, I guess, big discovery is that A1 sauce tastes really good with the chicken and rice. So that's the picture on the scale is, I'm just weighing my sauce so I can track it. And it hasn't been too bad. And then from there I figure out, if I want to eat some fruit or peanut butter, protein shake, other stuff like that. So hopefully I won't get sick of it. But yeah, it felt fine this week. And I thought before that, resisting food or resisting the food that I really want would be hard at the beginning, just when I'm getting into the practice. But I think right now, just because I feel so motivated, it hasn't been that hard. And probably when it's really going to get hard is towards the end, when maybe I'm more tired, more cranky, and maybe hangry. So I guess we'll see, but things are going well there. So workout wise, I've just not really been able to get to my usual F45 classes. So I'm planning on just cutting them out until at least till after the show. And because it just doesn't really work well with my current work schedule and trying to go back and forth to it to the exact time that they have class. And I'd like to just kind of focus more on the bodybuilding. So I had 4 strength training sessions this week at the gym and did a heels class. And that was about all I really had time for. I think next week will be better. I'll just plan a little more in advance. Just my schedule and how I go to the gym and stuff. So nothing really new about workouts and nutrition. The real exciting thing for this week was I had my first posing session with my coach. So we did an online session because Jackie's based in Canada, and again, I'm in Taiwan. And she went over all the poses with me. It was really fun to just try out the poses for the first time and just kind of see my initial, where I immediately feel oh, that feels really hard, or I definitely will need to keep working on this, which was a lot of it. And I don't have my actual 5-inch heels yet, so I was just using my dance heels to practice. And I can see just how much, why it takes so much time to practice, because you have to get into the pose right away. So you really need to know where every part of your body goes. So I'm most nervous about this back pose because I know my hamstrings are pretty small. And when I was like, oh, I'm just participating in this for fun, like, I didn't think I'd really care. But the more I spend, like, the more time I spend prepping for this, I do care a little bit. I kind of wish my hamstrings looked better, but oh well. I guess we'll see what happens as I lean out and maybe spend a little more time at the gym. Hopefully that can at least have some definition there. But, so yeah. So now that I have officially learned the poses, I am now going to do all of my progress pics and my check-in pictures with the posing. Here's another crazy thing is now I understand why the posing exists the way that it does and why we have, you know, a tan and stuff, because from my first posing pictures that I took here, and my daughter is distracted again. She wants to come see what I'm doing. But like, I don't look that shredded just normally. Like, it really, like, arching your lower back like that, kind of like sticking your butt out, really actually does make, I mean, okay, this is this is why people do it, but it really does make a difference in making you look like really shredded. And so I still have a long way to go because all of my fat always stays around my midsection, and I know that like over the next few months it's still gonna be really stubborn and it's not gonna like want to come off. But I think from the pictures, I was already like, wow, I look way more shredded than I feel. Like sitting right here right now, I still feel like, ooh, this is like, I've got a big, like, not big, but I mean, I still got my spare tire here, you know, I've got this donut around me. But from the pictures, when I look, I'm like, oh wow, I've made progress. And if you nail posing, like, it can really kind of highlight your muscles. So I'm really excited to keep practicing that. And I think just from random dance things in the past, like, I know that my brain tends to blank out like the second, you know, it's something serious, like the second that we're like, oh, we're gonna record or we're gonna perform, something that I've been doing naturally the whole time all of a sudden like just flies out of my head and I forget what I am supposed to do. So I know that that's very likely to happen on stage in October, so really need to start practicing now. So I hope to incorporate that in as much as I can every day. And the temptation for me was like, okay, I need to practice like a lot, like I need to put in a ton of time. But I think one really important note that my coach told me was like to not overdo it, because it is an unnatural position that you're putting your body into, especially with the back arch. So if you kind of overdo it and strain your lower back, like that could really lead to injury. And that scares me a lot because as mentioned before in the other videos, I've been dealing with a lot of back problems this past year. So she said just like 5 to 10 minutes to start to build up that practice. So for posing, so I think it'll be really manageable to just add it in to my workout routine for next week. And I can't wait for my shoes to come in, see what that looks like. I also got an actual bikini to practice posing in. So none of my progress pictures are actually that helpful since everything is different about them. They like the lighting, the clothes, but yeah, at least I still feel like I can see a difference. So I've had to reflect a lot actually in the past 2 weeks since I started my job about like why I'm doing the competition or what it's all about, because I've had to explain to my coworkers like, oh, why I have a scale, or why am I bringing my like chicken breast lunch, and there are comments like, oh, but you're already so skinny, or isn't that kind of superficial, like they just judge you on like how you look, like why do you want to do it? And so I did a video, I know at the very beginning, to explain or to talk about it, but just having to say it over and over again to to my new coworkers kind of just reaffirmed for me, like, this is a personal challenge that I just kind of want to see if I have what it takes, if I kind of can accomplish the goal that I set my mind to. I know it's not for everyone and not everyone will get it. I think actually there are a lot of things that now I've been going through the process that I've learned that I just would have never anticipated at all if I hadn't gone through it. So yeah, I think just kind of having to explain that over and over again just kind of built up motivation. I've also been kind of looking at pictures of previous competitors, and I don't know, they look so amazing that it's also been motivating as well, because it's like, yeah, I want to try to look good on stage too. So yeah, keep this short and sweet. That was week 7. Big update is posing.